Hey, Mama. Welcome to Marketing Without Socials for Moms, the go-to podcast for moms in business who want to stop relying on social media to build their business and build it in a way that fits their current season of life. I'm your host, Andria Singletary, a wife, mama of two, and visibility strategist for moms. Each week, I'm giving you the inside scoop on how to increase your visibility, leads, and sales through podcasting, email marketing, and collaborations. Ready to truly make social media optional in your business? Grab your chai tea latte and let's dive into today's episode. Hey, Mama. So today's episode, I'm diving into how to leverage a podcast for your business. And this is actually in response to a question I received from one of the mamas in my email community. She specifically said, I am relaunching my podcast for the new year. What are some simple offers that I can use to generate income from my podcast? And would you recommend podcasting for a quarter without any paid offers? So that is what I'm going to be answering today. So fun fact, I am recording this episode from my phone. And the reason why is we did our Christmas shopping for the kids and my kids are so nosy. Like I could not leave presents out under a Christmas tree because they'll just open them. So we have their presents in the closet, which is the closets where I normally record my episodes. And I didn't feel like pulling all that stuff out. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to record it on my phone and that's what we're going to do. So, I'm recording on my phone, sitting in the middle of my bed, and it's very cozy. Really love it. But anyways, to dive into answering this question. So it's two parts to the question. So the first part is when to start selling on your podcast. So I am of the belief that you should start selling on your podcast from day one. And the reason why is you want to expose your listeners to your offers early on. Now, this isn't to say you have to start off first episode hard selling, but you need to lay that foundation. You need to let people know that you are a business owner. You can support them in X, Y, and Z way. And so I don't feel that you need to wait to start selling. There are some podcast strategists who believe otherwise, but I'm just you know what? You guys are going to know from day one how I can support you. Yes, you can come listen to these episodes, get this free value, implement, see results. But I also want to plant that seed, letting you know if you want that customized support, if you want to fast track your results, these are the ways that I can support you. So I don't feel that you need to wait a quarter or wait a period before you start selling on your podcast. And I see this happen too with business owners who start a podcast. They have these mindset blocks around selling or even resistance to even doing some hard selling in their podcast content. And the thing is that selling on your podcast versus selling in email or selling in your Instagram content, it's different. I have found that the best results are when you are more direct in your selling. But again, there's those mindset blocks there. I recently worked with a client who she was having mindset blocks about selling on her podcast. She didn't want to come off, as super salesy or anything like that. She wanted to really just give lots of value and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should be giving value in your podcast content. You should be giving your listeners a reason to keep coming back and listening to your podcast. But at the same time, if you're giving them all this value, but not actually pointing them to a solution where they can get that customized support, where they can get that individualized support, where they can, pass go, collect $100, the whole shebang, giving a Monopoly reference. But if they're not pointed to a specific solution where they can work with you, then they're going to go seek that solution somewhere else. So you want to make sure you're letting them know, hey, if you need more support, if you're looking for that one-on-one support, if you are looking to have someone guide you so you're not fumbling about and having to make all these mistakes before you actually get to the results that you want, here's where we can partner together. Here's how I can support you. And so that was something I worked with this client, just really navigating those mindset blocks and helping her to see, like, you're not being salesy. Like, selling is an act of service. People have real life problems, whether it's in their business or their personal life, and they're looking for solutions. They have problems where they're sick and tired of dealing with these problems, sick and tired of trying all these possible remedies, but they're not working. They're not getting the results that they want. And so they're willing to invest in getting that professional support so that they can reach their goals. They can overcome this problem. And so when you shift your mindset around it, you're going to feel good about selling. You're going to want to sell. And that was something I did. That's why you listen to my podcast. Every single episode, I have some type of call to action, whether it's pointing you to an offer or it's pointing you, to one of my free resources. Like, I have a call to action. And so this is something I work with the mamas inside of the Social Detox Accelerator. We work on those mindset shifts around selling in their podcast content because it does come up. I see this come up a lot. And I think a big part of what it is because this is spoken content, this is audio content, saying out loud, selling that offer, it feels kind of weird. It feels a little uncomfortable versus you typing in an email, a link to your offer or doing a PS or typing in your Instagram caption or in your stories, including a link to one of your offers. Like, it's not as direct, right? So I think that's a big part of it too when it comes to selling in your podcast content. And so this is why, like, inside of the Social Detox Accelerator, I really teach you how to plan your content around your offers, whether this is a paid offer or a free offer. And I do this because this makes it easier and more natural to sell in your content. You have to plan with the end result in mind, reverse engineer it, reverse engineer your content so that it will funnel into your offers, because that is what we're trying to show people. Like, yes, you have this problem and I have the solution. So this is why I'm like, start selling from the beginning so that way you make it a habit. This is a muscle that you strengthen. It becomes second nature. So that way, anytime you go to record a podcast episode, you're going to automatically sell in it because it's a habit that you started from the beginning. So no, don't wait. Immediately start selling. And then as far as what to actually sell on your podcast. So I'm not going to give specific offer ideas since for the mama who submitted this question, I'm not fully sure of her audience and her audience's specific needs. So I'm not going to say, yeah, you need to sell this. But pretty much you can sell anything on your podcast. You can sell low ticket offers, high ticket offers. You can point people to your free offers. If you're having a paid masterclass or workshop, you can point people there. Like, you can literally sell anything on your podcast. And like, to kind of give examples for me personally, I have signed clients for my membership, the Social Media Detox Club, via my podcast. And I've signed 4-figure clients directly for my podcast. This is everything from podcast launch clients to podcast monthly management clients to some of the mamas who joined the Social Detox Accelerator. They joined from the podcast. I've sold many of my offers via my podcast, and they've all been arranged from low ticket on the very, very low end to high ticket 4-figure offers. So it really does not matter. Like, you can literally sell anything on your podcast. The key, though, is creating content around those offers, making sure that your content naturally funnels into that offer. So again, going back to what I just said, this is why I always tell my clients, and this is what I do myself, plan your content around your offers before you even press record for your podcast episode. Know what offer you're going to be selling in that episode. Again, whether it's a free offer or a paid offer, you need to already know what this is instead of winging it or making a mental reminder that you're going to talk about this offer. Because if you do it that way, it's going to be an afterthought. You're going to find yourself leaving that call to action to the very end. And I've talked about this on the podcast before. When you wait till the very end to sell, you miss out on a whole bunch of people of hearing that call to action, because not everybody listens to the end, especially if you have people who are listening to the podcast, while they're on a commute. When they get to their destination, if they didn't finish the episode, they may not go back and finish listening. They may move on to something else. So when you plan your content around your offers, this ensures that you talk about the offer earlier in the episode, but also it naturally flows. Whatever you're talking about in the episode connects to the offer that you're selling in that episode. It doesn't feel like an afterthought. It doesn't feel like it's something forced or anything like that. So the main thing is, like, when it comes to what to sell on your podcast, the main thing is making sure you are selling an offer that people want and need right now. So what type of offer will solve an immediate problem for your audience? A problem that is currently a pain and they want to solve it right now. You want to create these irresistible offers, and they're offers that solve a current problem. I've already talked about this on the podcast. It goes back in last week's episode 226, where about, the buyer's cycle is a lot longer. People are being more intentional in, what they're investing in, and they're taking more time to think about these investments before they actually make them. And so you want to make sure that you're making it an easy yes for them. And one of the ways to make it an easy yes is giving them something that they actually need right now that's going to solve a today problem, not a 6 months to 2 years from now problem, but something that is going to solve a problem for them right now. Okay, so that is it for this episode. Like I said, when it comes to selling your podcast, I'm sell from day one. One, you're training your audience. I forgot to mention this earlier, but you are training your audience. You're letting them know up front that you are a real life business and you support clients in this way, but also it makes it a habit for you. It makes it more natural for you to start consistently selling in your podcast when you start from the very beginning. So that is it for this episode. Applications are open for the next round of the Social Detox Accelerator. It's not starting till August, but you can literally get your application in now. And as long as it's a good fit, you get approved and you can have everything paid off before the accelerator even starts in August. So head on over to mamaturnedmompreneur.com/social detox to learn more and submit your application. All right, Mama, I'll catch you in the next episode. Hey, Mama. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to hang with me. I would love to keep the conversation going. So head to mamaturnedmompreneur.com/marketing without socials to join my email community. I share even more tips and strategies for building a business that doesn't rely on social media and one that fits your current season of life, as well as more behind the scenes of mom and business life. All right, mama, that's it for today, but I'll catch up with you again next week.